Hello, everyone. This is Stacy. Welcome to The Landing. Today's episode brings you the voice of a true Down East native, someone who has spent a lifetime understanding the intricacies of how things are engineered. From computers to photography, he's the kind of person who always is asking how it works and then figuring it out. A natural problem solver and a lifelong learner, his curiosity has never stood still. But beyond the skill of knowledge, what makes him special is his deep-rooted love for home, the salt air, the stories, the steady rhythm of island life. It's all a part of who he is and how he sees the world. Join me as we sit down with a lifelong learner, an engineer at heart, and a proud son of the coast, sharing not just what he knows, but how where he's from shaped everything he's become. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Landing. We have a wonderful guest today, a gentleman that I have been looking forward to speaking with, one who has lots of good stories to tell, and one who you'll probably recognize his voice when you hear it. So if you will, sir, tell us your name, who's your crowd, and where you're from.
My name is Randall Russell Lewis. It's a mouthful. I'm 75 years old, born June 6th, almost D-Day.
Yep.
My family is the Lewis and the Bros crowd over here.
Mm-hmm.
We live behind our grandmother.
What part of the island was that?
We were to the western,
Mm-hmm.
the west end of the island.
Yeah. Now you married Caribbean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carolyn Grady Lewis now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I met her. I was already graduating from high school when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
She was a good friend to my sister, Delight.
Uh-huh.
And just got north through there, and it turned out all right, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's been just a few years.
Yeah, it's been over 50.
Wow. And you still living over here on the island?
I'm living in another part of the island.
Yep.
Been living here for a good while. But I have moved around. We've lived here. We've lived Marchburg. We've lived Kinston, couple places in Kinston. Mount Olive.
Wow.
Where else? Right in Alderson.
Mm-hmm.
We've also lived in Florida. I went down there with my father fishing on a trawler or scalloping,
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing, and stayed there just a few years. But I loved it there. It was nice.
Yeah, what part of Florida?
Melbourne's where I lived at.
Mm-hmm.
We went out of Cape Canaveral.
Oh, okay.
Where the boat was.
Mm-hmm.
But we stayed there a while, and then Carrie, my wife, she wanted to come back home, so we did.
Now, did you have any siblings?
We were a family of 5 young ones. I have one older brother, one younger brother, and 2 sisters. And I've had my younger brother, he's died already. I've got a sister that's died, Junior. I've got my older brother lives in Melbourne too. So we were close together. Rex, he was a handful, but I still love him.
Yes.
But he's dead now, so
Well, now, when you were growing up to the Western, what do you remember as a kid? What did you do for fun, and how were things growing up?
We had really a good childhood. We weren't rich. We didn't have a whole lot of money. We were, I guess, on borderline poor, but nobody told us.
But didn't know it. Yeah, right.
But a lot of kids were that
Mhm.
way when I was growing up. We stayed outside as much as we could. We had paths going through the woods behind our house that went to all the boys' houses. So anytime we want to go anywhere, we go down a path, go to their house.
I love that.
It was
Yeah.
nice. And it was mostly boys in our neighborhood back then, just
Mhm.
a few girls. But so we had a chance to do just about anything, any kind of ball or like that. And sometimes we'd play behind one of the houses. Sometimes we'd play on the highway.
Yeah.
'Cause
We're real busy.
just one base.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was fun. We played cowboys and Indians, or mostly cowboys, but
Mhm.
we were
Right.
shooting each other with our stick or a finger pointing
Yeah.
at somebody,
Yep.
making noise like a gun.
Yep.
I ain't gonna go and do it here, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we stayed in the boats a lot and in the water in the summertime, especially. We had a little boat and we had skiffs that Daddy and Granny had.
Mhm.
They worked together a lot in the water. But we had skiffs, and there was times we'd have races with the skiffs.
Mhm.
Other boys would have the skiff, and we what we call paddling it,
Yeah.
but taking the oar and pushing around.
Uh-huh.
We'd go down the shore racing.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Wow.
and when it's summer, we swam all the time, and we didn't have to tell everybody where we were either then.
Yep.
I mean, if we're in the woods or water, wherever, we just did it.
I know. With no cell phones and no,
No.
But yeah.
That was nice.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep.
But
Because we were the same way. We'd leave. Mama knew who I was with or where I was
Yeah.
heading, but there was no calling and checking on you, or it was just total trust, and didn't worry. Didn't worry.
I know it. Back then, also, the mothers would holler for you, and most time you could hear them all over the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They'd holler loud enough,
Yeah.
and they had their own way of doing it. What they called us boys, but
Was your mom like mine? Like, I would know when I had a little bit more time or when I better get home. Because if she went to my middle name, then I was in trouble. Like, I couldn't ignore her anymore. I could tell always.
well, mostly we played in our neighborhood area, so they knew about where we were. The parents did.
Yeah. Do you remember any of your best friends, your best buds?
We played a lot with Heber Guthrie, Tony Piner.
Hmm.
They were all living on the island then.
Right.
We had Dick Lewis across the road. We had, I got two brothers, and there's Ted Guthrie and Bobby and Craig Guthrie.
Wow. Think about those guys. I mean, that's some great human beings that you just named. You were
Yeah.
surrounded by a lot of good, weren't you?
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about school. Where did you go to school, and what do you remember?
We were in the first grade our first grade was at the old school
Mm-hmm.
in Mill Island,
Okay.
old wooden
They're
school.
near where Fishhook is now. Across from that?
Across from that.
Yep.
We went there 1 year. Well, not full year, really. We had to come and march down the road as a classroom and come to the new school.
Which is the current elementary school, right?
Correct.
So you were in that first class.
We got some pictures we're walking down the highway and all that in our class, and I was right on the front of the line.
Oh, I Love it.
It was fun doing it, and most people walked a lot anyway. I walked to school even when I was young,
Wow.
and that's
That's
a
a little
couple miles
distance.
or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
but anyway, we went to the new school, and it looked like it was the biggest place, when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you go in, it's so small.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went back and I was like, this place has shrunk because it was so big. Yeah.
So I went the rest of the year there at Harkers Island School, elementary. After I graduated, we went to Smyrna School. They still had high school there,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the last year of that.
Oh, wow.
So we got the last end of everything we did.
Yes.
But it's kind of unique.
Mm-hmm.
But after the 9th grade, 10th grade, sophomore, we went to East Carteret.
So you were in the first classes there?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were the first sophomore class
Mm-hmm.
at East Carteret.
Wow.
My brother, he was in the first senior class.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good time there, but they hadn't quite finished building the building. We had construction workers all the time coming in rooms and going down the hole, doing things, trying to finish up their little things. So there was times we just stayed in the room and waited till everything was clear and go back teaching, I guess.
Uh-huh. Oh, my goodness. That's pretty cool. Did you participate in extracurricular? Did you play ball and do all the things?
I love playing ball, but I might not have been good enough for some of them to go out for it. But when we had ball practice, we had to travel to Smyrna to go ball practice, or East Carteret.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have many cars back then. If we went there, we'd have the thumb ride.
Yep.
There and back.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I know. Daddy's told me stories, and it blows my mind. Like to think, okay, I'm staying after school to practice, but I'm going to hitchhike home.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that everybody did it, and people would stop, people you knew, because you knew mostly people, everybody. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, he lived close to the school.
Mm-hmm, he did. He lived close to the school, but when he was over, going to Smyrna and all, it was something. So. When you were growing up, did you have any jobs? Did you do anything to help out? Or
Yeah, we had jobs. We didn't get paid for them.
Right, right.
My father and grandfather were commercial fishermen.
Mm-hmm.
Granddad built an oyster house down to the shore. Daddy and Granddad would go oystering during the day. When they came back, we were out of school then, and we had to unload the oysters out of the boat, fill them inside the house.
Oh, wow.
And like I say, there's no pay.
Right.
We just did it, and we weren't expecting anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We had to shovel oyster shells out of the way. A lot of times we had a great big hill of oyster shells.
Now, talking about like the bridge, I've talked to you about that a little bit. What did you do before you worked on the bridge? Because I know you didn't do that your whole life. So what did you do that before?
Actual job I had working with a brick mason with Jerry Lawrence.
Oh, yeah?
And I mean, weren't that long, maybe a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
First job I ever had. Yeah, I worked at Cherry Point. I started as an aircraft electrician helper.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in a RIF. That's a reduction in force. And they ended up sending me to the central heating boiler plant.
Oh, wow.
As a boilermaker helper. I've never even heard of the word before then.
Right.
I didn't know what it was. But it was a dirty job. I loved doing it. It was a lot of fun and not to it. You went all over base, so you weren't confined in a office or a shop.
Mm-hmm.
I then put in for the apprentice school during that time, and I got number 2 on the register. for iron. It's kind of funny now. I felt like I was stupid afterwards, but when I went for the interview for the Marine School, there's a lot of guys in our supervisors of different shops with us, and they'd ask us a few questions. And for some reason, I said, well, I got straight A's on algebra when I was in high school. It don't seem much, but it attracted one of the supervisors because in electronics, that's one of the things you need to know how to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so he ended up being the one that hired me. So
oh, wow.
Just something simple like that.
Wow.
Did it. So you never know what people are thinking.
That's fun.
I went through that in 3 years. Normally it's a 4-year course, rapid learning, advancement. So that was good. I worked in electronic maintenance. We've worked on just about anything in electronics, from X-rays to test cells to milling machines and computer controlled cells and machines. But it was nice. We went everywhere in the plant at North, what it was called then. After that, I had some bad back trouble. I ended up retiring. I went helped Daddy on the boat for a few years, and then I said, if I got to work, I might as well go back to Cherry Point.
Right, because working on the boat's hard work too.
But I enjoyed it. It was great. It was nice.
So did you go back to Cherry Point?
I ended up trying to get back to Cherry Point. It was a big ordeal to have to do it, going through a lot of people and a lot of offices. I went back in facilities maintenance. I was in the electric shop as an electrician. And that was a pretty good job because you're all over the base too. And then there's a job came open in facility maintenance that I went to. That was an electronics guy, industrial electronics control mechanic. That was the title. So I was doing that for a few years, and then I went into computers. I was a computer programmer, computer specialist, and that's when we had the first PCs that I started working with.
The big boxes.
Well, we had a mainframe that we had to work with, and also some portable computers. They weren't laptops.
Yeah.
We had a screen, maybe 3 or 4 inch screen, green screen.
Wow.
That's what we had, and we used MS-DOS as the operating system. So you had to type in commands and stuff, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it was like a suitcase. That's how big it was. And we had to drag around different buildings to download programs and stuff. But that's where I started with computers. And
wow. So that's where all of your computer interest and knowledge comes from.
It started there.
Wow.
But everything's so different now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's very interesting. So how long did you do that? Was it a long time?
It was several years anyway. Altogether, I got about 27 years in the government.
Wow.
Federal government.
Oh, my goodness.
After that, I did work with Parks and Rec some. The field maintenance guy that kept made the fields right, painted them or whatever they needed to do. And that was nice. I've had some good jobs through my life. Yeah. I liked the jobs.
Sounds like you've done a lot of things that you enjoyed, which is a blessing. Yeah, that's good.
But after that, I got a job at Harkers Island Bridge. We were working with DOT then. And for several years. And then they contracted the job out. So we had to work with a contractor after that. I've got about 15 years altogether at the bridge anyway.
Wow, 15 years. Wow.
So I'm probably one of the long ones anyway. If
Yeah,
I'm
for
not alone,
sure.
leave it working there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the bridge, being a bridge tender, you were no longer all over everywhere. You were in that little, did that take some getting used to?
I was going outside on the deck all the time, taking pictures,
Exactly. Yeah.
and most everybody knew me after a while,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I enjoyed doing that. It kind of helped kill the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun. I could take as many as maybe a couple hundred pictures a day or more.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow. Yeah.
Boats going by, sunsets, sunrises,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't imagine how beautiful it was. Camera don't pick all that up, how great it was, these scenes I was looking at.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of great pictures from them.
Yeah.
I had a lot of boat pictures, people going by in boats. Some would wave, some would never know I was even there.
Right.
And there's some that saw me there and thought they were doing something wrong when I was taking their picture. So I had to explain it to them while I was doing it.
Right.
I was putting these pictures on Facebook.
I've seen many of them, and they were beautiful, beautiful pictures. But it got to the point where people who knew you would go by, like you said, and wave and do, but then would go on Facebook and look to see if you had got their picture.
Yeah,
You
I've got over 2,000 or around 2,000 followers on Facebook.
Wow.
So,
and a lot of it came from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you worked at the bridge, was it shift work?
At first, with the government, with the state government, we did. We had swing shift, what they called it, but we worked every shift, day shift, afternoon shift, and the late night shift. And the good part about it for me was with me taking pictures. I got pictures of sunrises and sunsets, nights, moons.
Yes, all the things.
Boats going through at night and day, and
yeah.
So
yeah, that's neat. What are some of the jobs that you had to do, things you had to concern with when you were bridge tender? What were your responsibilities?
Well, we had a office upstairs in the bridge tenders building, and we'd always had to be looking west or east for boats coming.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't supposed to go to sleep. Sometimes you might have napped a little bit.
Yeah, well, I would imagine. Yeah,
but
on some
8-hour shifts there, and then later on it was 12-hour shifts for us with the contractor.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't ever hardly do anything else except look for boats.
Be alert.
And you'd be looking one way and the other and back and forth. That's the way I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
So I was continually looking for boats.
Would some boats radio in to you or no?
We have VHF radios that we talk to the boats. Most time they'd call us that way to open the bridge. They'd call us on the phone also sometimes. Mm-hmm. And we can kind of judge when we need to open the bridge. You don't need to open it no earlier than you have to because people...
Stop traffic, yeah. Mm-hmm.
People get upset with it.
Yeah. Do you have any stories? I'm sure there had to be some instances that happened that were different.
I did have a boat go through, fishing boat, outboard. I saw him coming, and he made a wide turn going through the draw and went too wide. I heard the boat when it hit the railing. I looked, and there went the boat, and no man in it. Nobody was in it. I hollered a few times. Nobody answered. I started to go down and see if I could get in the water and find him. Mm-hmm. And then he answered back, finally.
Oh, my goodness.
But he was really embarrassed about doing it.
I bet.
He didn't even want to tell me his name or anything,
Yeah.
But he was all right. I don't believe he was hurt.
Did it damage the bridge or the boat?
No, that fiberglass boat didn't stop that bulkhead.
Yeah. Wow.
I've seen similar things happen with boats going underneath where the pilings are, and he ran in the piling and really hurt one of the guys bad. So the rescue had to come get him
Oh, me.
at the boat ramp.
Uh-huh.
I've had people run the stoplights, go by, so you had to watch out for them, or you'd put a gate down on them.
Yes.
You always had to keep an eye on that.
Yes.
We had one guy one morning that he ran the stoplight and went right through the gate, the wooden gates, broke it off, and he stopped after that. He backed back up and went back home. I couldn't see who he was.
Yeah.
Anyway, we reported it to the highway patrol. They went looking for him. They ended up, the patrolman said he went to Marshallburg and somebody was cutting donuts with their car out on the road. And he said he sat there and watched him for a while. After he quit, cop went up to him and said, "Are you through yet?" And told him what he was there for. He said, "Yeah, I know. It was my father they broke the gate." So he told him his daddy.
Oh my goodness.
And showed him where he was. He parked behind the house so you wouldn't see him.
Was he hoping he wouldn't get in trouble, maybe? Wow. Well, what a fluke thing to solve that so quickly. Wow. I've been in the lines before when the stop lights were on and the lights flashing, but whoever was in the first would always try to beat it. You know, that would happen so many times. And I mean, it's so dangerous. Yeah.
It was.
Oh my goodness.
You had to be alert.
But I there's mixed reviews about this, I know, but I miss the drawbridge. And I never worried about getting stopped by, it's like, you know, even when I worked at Beaufort House, I was a waitress summers. If that happened, I'd walk in. I was like, got stopped by the bridge. I mean, you know, it was no big deal. I loved looking and seeing and taking a minute.
It's time you can stop and
breathe
a little bit.
Yeah. Did you ever have any issues with people jumping off the bridge?
Yeah. Now personally, I didn't mind if they jumped anywhere off the bridge. I wouldn't worry about it.
Because it's plenty deep.
I didn't want them to get around the draw. Because if they got stuck in there, it would smash them.
Yeah.
And I would never know it. You would never know it because you wouldn't hear them out there.
Right.
Smash them. Oh. I mean, that was big, heavy equipment there was.
Yeah.
A lot of gears and wheels and turning roads and all that. So it was pretty dangerous. Yeah. And I had to run some kids away because of it.
Yeah, because they don't know what they're getting into.
They're just having a good time. Yeah. But I was scared.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For good reason. My goodness. Now, there's one thing that you haven't mentioned that I want to touch on. Bees. You were a beekeeper.
Yes, I was. In fact, I became a master beekeeper, North Carolina master beekeeper.
Oh, wow.
Which is really a big deal.
That
you
is
might
a big
not think
deal.
so.
I know. I have some friends that are in it.
And it's something I weren't planning on doing, but I just started doing it. You become a beginning beekeeper, which is a certified beekeeper. Then the next step was journeyman beekeeper. And I got certificates and all that for that. And also got the master beekeeper later on. Wow. And there's a lot you have to do. You know, a lot of schools and stuff you go to. You had to put articles in the paper about the things about bees and talk to a lot of people. And we probably had more interviews and schools than anybody, I believe. Yeah. We had lots.
Wow. Now, what got you into beekeeping?
My great-grandfather from sea level used to have bees.
Oh.
And they weren't in boxes. They were in hollowed out logs. That's what they had then. And we'd go there to visit times, and there was always a plate on the table with some honeycomb on it. So you could just pick it up and eat it. And I just got interested in and loved honey like that.
Uh-huh.
In fact, that's why I tried to get honeycomb when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
But I went on from that. It was a few years later that I finally to start doing it. I did have a regular hive. I made what we call a top bar hive, and it wasn't boxes. I had just one box, long box, and got doing that. Then we had some other people interested in bees in the county, and there were several of us finally got together and create the Crystal Coast Beekeepers Association.
Wow. Okay.
So we were the first
You
year.
were the first. Okay.
I got a lot of first.
Yes, you do.
And anyway, we had a woman that was president first year or so. Then they made me president.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, they made somebody else president. Then they made me president again. Somebody else did it. They made me president again. 3 years I was beekeeper.
At least they gave you a little break. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long did you do that?
I don't know, it'd been 15, 20 years anyway.
Wow.
I had beehives on my house.
Did you sell your honey or?
I used to sell every bit I had, just
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And the nail place that the women go to fix their nails,
Yeah.
that guy in there, they loved it and gave it out to presents for some of the family and things like that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It was pretty good honey I had.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But you don't do it anymore, do you?
Don't do it anymore. My bees died several years ago, and from freezing.
Mm-hmm.
They starved to death when they freeze.
Was it hard to keep them alive in this area?
No. It wasn't hard. You lose bees. Everybody loses bees.
Mm-hmm.
Professional beekeepers lose bees.
Mm-hmm.
But you can always get more, buy more.
Yeah.
You can get them in the mail. And
wow.
hives of bees. I've done that.
Wow. That's so cool.
It's
yeah.
And the post office is ready to give them to you too when you get there.
Yeah, I bet. I bet so. Like, please take this. Yeah. Did your honey, I know that different honeys have different distinct tastes. Like some are darker, some are lighter, some are sweeter. How would you describe the honey?
Mine was called medium
mm-hmm.
colored
mm-hmm.
most of the time.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good honey right here. The bees did well. You don't have a lot of flowers like you used to have over here, but
right.
it's still enough. They can still go a couple of miles or more from home
mm-hmm.
to get their pollen or their nectar and bring it back. So they'll do thousands of bees a day. They will. The bees will go everywhere.
That's amazing. Yeah, I have a friend in Kinston, or lives near Kinston, and he's a beekeeper. And his honey, he has some really light, but he has some really dark honey too. That's really good for cooking.
It's all according to where you live at, what kind of flowers.
Mm-hmm. He was explaining that to me because I didn't know. Like, what are you talking about? But
and
it's
it can taste different wherever you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like mine was wildflower honey, you know what they call it, because it's a variety of everything around, you know.
Right.
Mine has sourwood honey. That's supposed to be some of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a light honey, and but it's a lot of that sold, and a lot of people want it.
Yeah, that's so neat. We've touched on a little bit of everything. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you would like to share with us? What are you up to these days? What do you do to keep busy?
Oh, I do hang net.
Yeah, okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up in a fishing family and got to know how to do it a little bit, you know, but it's more to it than just tying knots.
Oh, yeah.
To set it up and get them ready and do it right.
Yeah.
And but I've started doing it several years ago. Daddy used to do it with his wife.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And I kind of worked with her for a while, trying to help her. And she finally wanted to quit, so I was doing it by myself
Mm-hmm.
behind my house. I had it set up
Mm-hmm.
behind my house where I got hang nets, and I had a pretty good business. And in fact, I'm still doing a little bit now, but I can mend it and hang it, so I do all right.
Wow. Yeah, because I knew you had to be up to something because you're not one to just sit and twiddle your thumbs, that's for sure.
Well, I'm still taking pictures too, so.
Still doing photography. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming and sharing your day with us. And I have certainly enjoyed learning about you because I've known you all my life, but I didn't know all these things about you. Wow. Very interesting. And anytime that you want to come and talk about a topic with us, then please just reach out and let us know. You're welcome back anytime.
Okay,
All right. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Thank you again for joining us to The Landing. This podcast is brought to you by the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum and Heritage Center. I am your host, Stacy Davis Baisden, and today's podcast was produced by April Davidson. Tune in next week as we continue learning, sharing, and remembering together. If you'd like to hear more, check out our previous episodes where you get your podcasts. Until then, stay safe and be kind.